then we will take appropriate action.
And if there's no cooperation from them, how many times has that happened? That you've gone to one of the other establishments in town and they haven't cooperated with you?
Since I've been here, none that I'm aware of.
How many times have you been called out for bar fights with injury?
With injuries, right off the top of my head, I can only estimate, but I would say within the last 2 years, 2.5 years, probably, I would say probably anywhere from 8 to 10.
And there's always been an arrest in every one of those?
We will make an arrest if an identification can be made. And when you say cooperation, there could be somebody saying, I saw this individual did it, I don't know who it is, but here's a description of that individual. Here's the car they were driving. Here's the individuals they were with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Providing information, providing as much accurate information as they can. That's what I expect. Can I expect an arrest to be made on each individual incident? No, depending on what occurs. Absolutely not. There may not. But I expect as much cooperation as we possibly can. Truthful answers to questions asked by officers, so that they can conduct an investigation.
Have you had officers contact the Liquor Commission themselves, Randy, individually?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of?
No.
Okay. That's the rumor on the street. That's the rumor on the street.
Okay, well, certainly not that I'm aware of.
I'm not saying that you did hear it, no.
Okay.
But,
It's not something that I would, anything in my office goes through me.
That's what I would
If that's
think.
occurring, I would not want that to
I
occur.
didn't want to be that obvious
No.
about it. And that may not be true. It's a rumor.
Okay.
So if we were to pass this on a probationary period
Mm-hmm.
tonight, you would expect what from the Majestic?
I would expect
Tavern
cooperation.
owners?
That if there's criminal activity, any type of a criminal event that takes place within their facility, that we receive accurate information to the best of their knowledge so that we can conduct an effective investigation, so that the criminal activity doesn't continue. The last thing I want to do is to have activity continue within the Majestic that proliferates activities like assaults. Somebody's going to get seriously hurt.
My main concern is, we set a precedent a few years back, I don't remember what years it was, but Devon's on the Dam was down there, and Eden's was across the street, and there were a lot of issues, a lot of fights, a lot of police calls to those places, probably more so than even the Majestic as far as Eden's. And we put them on probation for what, 6 months?
Correct.
I think we set a precedent. I think it would only be fair to the Majestic if we give them the probationary period for 6 months and then revisit it at that point, and hopefully in that amount of time, things will straighten up and change.
But
for the
didn't we
better.
always already do that once?
No.
I thought you made comment that we had given them a 6 months.
No, they never had it. Eden's, at that time, we give Eden's and Barry's on the Dam. Eden's had 34 incidents, just to let you know.
Okay.
But
Again, that was several years ago. If we can't use the history of what's going on at the Majestic because it was in the past, why can we use the
Because
history
we
of
set a
it?
precedent by our actions. And we use that precedent in everything that we do. I mean, it's not just this incident that we set precedents for and we always follow. It's several incidents that we've done and we've followed. I think we have to do the same thing here.
I don't think, I would agree with you on this particular situation, but if there's a serious problem, I don't think we need to always do the 6-month probation.
Well, okay, yeah. If there's a serious problem, if somebody had died there,
Yeah.
then yeah, we wouldn't
Well,
follow precedent,
That's
but
all I wanted to clarify,
yeah.
that it is not carte blanche that
True.
forever we would do 6 months
Well,
probation.
technically, it's
True.
not even a precedent if you have one, but I think we've had more than one.
Well, we had two for sure.
Yeah, 2 for sure, so.
Yeah.
But that's,
And just to say,
I don't-
if you decide to go ahead and approve, you're not going to ruffle my feathers. Like as I said, this is your call. This is your responsibility. I only make the recommendation, okay? But I will continue to monitor it very closely and report accordingly.
And we would expect you to.
But when you've been there, is it belligerent, not cooperating, or just, I don't wanna talk about it, I don't know anything? I mean, how?
Well, none of the officers have been assaulted in any way, nothing like that.
Nothing
It's
verbal.
just not providing what I consider to be accurate information. I mean, trying to, just not being honest with officers. I mean, saying this is a medical situation rather than than an individual got assaulted. And that's my concern, is that, what's it gonna take? I mean, you called there, somebody's been assaulted, so we've got two people in the city right now who committed assaults, and we're not able to prosecute them. I mean, what do they think?
That sort of sets a great
I can commit an
precedence.
assault, okay, as long as it doesn't get reported to me. Okay.
Well, we've got an issue in front of us, Mr. Mayor. I would make a motion that, number 3, the Majestic Bar and Grill liquor license issue, be approved with the stipend that it be preceded by a 6-month probation or following a 6-month probation. That's pretty awkward, but I think everybody knows what I mean.
I would
Let's get
second
it
that.
started.
Okay. So I have a motion by Engen, I have a second by Schweitzer, and I'm gonna ask for roll call.
No,
Hermsen,
Yes.
Schweitzer,
Yes.
Engen,
Yes?
Vaughn,
Yes. I hope yes is the right.
No.
Holland.
No.
4-3. 4-3, motion carries. Be a 6-month probation and review. Thank you. Let's go to the next item. Approval of the bills.
So moved.
Have a motion by Holland, second.
Second.
Second by Schweitzer, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's go on to petitions from the public. Number 1, Mark Livingston, Livingston Hearing Aid Service, to request council consideration for waiving chapter 135 street use and maintenance section 13506, use for business purpose, to allow him to park his mobile hearing trailer in front of Hartic Drug and provide free hearing tests February 26th, 27th, 28th of 2013. He's done this for quite some time. I think everybody's aware of it.
I would make motion to approve it.
I have a motion by Hill.
I'll second it.
I have a second by Hermsen. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Go to item 2. Clarence Jean Rouse, Buchanan County Chairperson for Pony Express Riders of Iowa, submitted a request to raise and collect money at the bank corners in Independence on Good Friday, March 29th, 2013.
Just to follow up with this, we received a request, I think just today, from them asking about being able to, take about 10 to 15 horses down 150 for about 3 blocks and, with a police escort. And erring on the side of caution, and I don't think it's erring too much, I think that might constitute a parade. And as far as we're concerned, the city's concerned, they need to, make that application 45 days in advance, and then probably about 145 days in advance, since we're going down State 150. So we don't have approval from them either, so.
Yep, that is correct, and